I'm Russell23, you're joining me for Desire Decorum, Book 3, Chapter 11. The game is afoot, Watson, let's go! A few days after the dinner at St. James Palace. You stand in the bedroom for your next dress fitting. Miss Dally kneels before you, or beside you, and pinning the hemline of your wedding dress while Briar paces behind you. You're going to wear tread lines into the carpet if you keep going on like that. Sorry, I'm just wondering how we are going to ever get into the Tower of London to see Mr. Richards. I don't know, it's a strange enough seeking an audience with him in the first place. Young ladies like yourselves ought to not be involved in such matters. It's preposterous. What is the constabulary even for? You're right, Mamma. Yet here we are. I thought Bath would be the last time we saw Mr. Richards. I think we all did. Honestly, I love the idea of seeing his face. I had hoped never to see him again, and I'm far from thrilled to have to visit him. I wish to get it over with as quickly as possible. Well, at least you know that he cannot harm or threaten you any longer. Well, there's no use continuing to ponder now. We can only hope our friends have better luck coming up with a plan. I told them to meet us in the courtyard later to discuss our options. How can you continue to fret about a mysterious plot business when you look so marvelous in this dress? She turns to you, say you that you're looking and facing the mirror. You take in your appearance. You have done a wonderful work, Miss Dally. Yes, Mamma, this is by far the most splendid of your creations. To think, you journeyed all the way to London just for this. I know, right? Kinda underwhelming. Well, not just for this. There are some supplies I cannot get elsewhere. But I have another surprise in store. Miss Dally moves to the wardrobe and rifles through its contents. But first, we must get the full picture. She pulls on an elaborate gold jewelry box and from the wardrobe, opening it to reveal the crown jewels, and helps you put them on. I didn't realize they'd been delivered. We are literally having crown jewels in our possession. A courier arrived with them yesterday. To think you're wearing the crown jewels. Oh, Bella, you look like a princess. Miss Dally retrieves a delicate, gauzy veil trimmed in fine lace and fastens it into your hair. Oh, Miss Dally, it's beautiful. I've spent every moment I wasn't working on the dress, hand-stitching the lace and beadwork. Mama, it's sublime. Bella has never looked so refined and elegant. Mr. Sinclair is going to adore it. So, will you wear it, Bella? My heart will simply soar if you did. Add the veiled vision to your ensemble and embrace or enhance your wedding wardrobe. Remember, the more items you collect, the more exclusive schemes you'll earn. Whatever, really.
Pika pika.
I feel like a proper bride, and a most gracious one at that. Ah, and all beginning to feel so real. I am honored that you would adorn yourself with so much of my work on your wedding day. You have hardly left me any choice, considering the beauty of all you have made for me. Choose to wear the veiled vision on your wedding day. Yay for you. Now that that's decided, I'll need that back. I still have much to work to do today. As do we. Briar quickly helps you back into your regular clothing, and you return everything to Miss Dally. Let the plotting begin. A pretty fortune favors us. Later in the morning. Gather with Mr. Sinclair and your friends in the townhouse courtyard. Pugsley whines softly, pawing at your leg. I know everyone disdains Pugsley, but we will figure this out soon. Bambi comes up behind him and gives his ear a soft lick. Pugsley wags his tail twice, and then the two of them curl up together in the grass beside you. Just then Briar rushes out into the courtyard. I just watched Comte Renaud and Viscount Harry leave. We should be safe from prying eyes for now. And prying ears. In that case, we should let us share what progress we've made. Which for me is none. I hope you have fared better. I was able to access a plan of the building, but there were no unsecured entrances. Unfortunately, my walk around the Tower of London today was equally as unfruitful. I did not see a single weakness. That means sneaking in and out is out of the question. I asked around, but none of my friends from the Royal Navy have been promoted to Vermin Warden yet. What a more diplomatic approach, Miss Prince Amid. Sadly, they don't give us tours to just any foreign dignitary who requests one. So we're still precisely the same position as we were 2 days ago. Sorry, I could do more. No, we will find a way. In lieu of legitimate options, we should simply have to fly in through the window, rely on my feminine walls, storm the gates, rely on feminine walls, also seduce a guard at the gate and convince him to grant us access. I am not certain how I feel about that option. There must be something, then. Just then you hear the door of the courtyard open, you turn to find Sir Luke's brother standing in the threshold. Oh, it's you again. What do you want? Mr. Harper. Good day. How did you get in here? Mr. Woods said I would find you and Countess Bella here. Is this Sir Luke's I told you I didn't wish to see you, Ezra. We'll leave at once. But... let's hear him out. It's the only respectable thing to do. Lady, please. You don't even know what he's here for. Fine. You have 1 minute to explain yourself. You will not regret it. Go on, then. I came to help you to get into the Tower of London. What? What do you even know about that? Such gossip travels in my circles. You know servants, gamblers, what you'd call ne'er-do-wells. I see. And what is your way in? There's a guard working there tonight. He's an old friend. A friend. Gambling fellow. Yeoman Warden Morris. He can help, but it has to be tonight, and there's a catch. I'm not giving you any. It isn't money. You see, tomorrow is his 5th wedding anniversary with Miss Morris, but he has yet to get a gift, and will be on duty tonight. So he wishes for us to shop on his behalf. That's rather an odd request, isn't it? Aye, sir, I suppose so. He's requesting 3 items. The first is a bottle of 1810 Taylor Floodgate Port. The same bottle they drank on their wedding night. There is a vintner around the corner who would likely carry it. The second item is a herb to add to his tea to aid with sleeping. He says it's the kind they used in the service, but he can't recall the name of it. Surely the apothecary on Fetter Lane could help us. Hopefully the final item is as simple to procure. It's an anniversary gift for the missus. He doesn't know what she'd like and left it to the last minute. He can't return home from work without one, or it'll ruin the whole anniversary. So, if we can get 3 items for him, he'll give us access to the Tower of London. Yes, my lady. This doesn't make up for your past mistakes. This information is helpful, but you deeply hurt someone I care about. It will take some more than a gesture to repair that damage. I'd hoped it might aid things between me and my brother. Countess Bella is right. It's not enough. Nevertheless, my offer of aid still stands. Meet me at the tower tonight at midnight with the items. He turns on his heel and exits the courtyard. A few minutes later, you and your friends wend your way towards the nearby shops in search of the items. Wind? I believe I pronounced that correctly. I'll have to admit, I'm not certain I'm qualified to shop for an anniversary present. My mother never received such a gift after all. And my father isn't exactly the most romantic type. Remember when he got the mother a kitchen towel? You could take a leaf from my father's book. Each year he picks a new material and finds something beautiful made from it. Yes, but we have less than a day. It would ensure you never offer the same thing twice, at least. On their 5th anniversary, he gave my mother a fine wooden jewelry box. We would also take a cue from Prince Charlotte. Everything she does is quite in vogue. I read that Prince Leopold recently gifted her with tea set of fine china for no other reason than to show his love. I'll leave it to a royal to think of such a solution. Buying everything doesn't mean you love someone. I've always believed that the best gift anyone can offer is time spent together, though I'm not sure how helpful that one is in this case. My mother taught me that you can never go wrong by giving jewelry with your beloved. She sounds like a wise woman indeed. Come upon a fork in the road. A vintner is down one side, while the apothecary is on the other. Allow me to help you find the sleep aid, and I have some knowledge of the subject. I might also be of assistance. One of my sisters is something of an expert in herbal medicines. Question: is your sister here? No? Then how? I will take you both up on the offer. The apothecary sounds like a fine place to begin. In that case, Mr. Sinclair and I will meet you at the vintner when the business at the apothecary is concluded. You make your way to find a Fattener Lane and quickly locate the apothecary shop. Inside, you peruse the shelves as Sir Luke and Prince Hamid pick through the buns of wares. Feverfew, no, that won't do. Nor boorish. Ah, Valerian root extract. You turn to look at Sir Luke as plucks a small vial of liquid from the countertop display. This is what my father used to take when he was having trouble sleeping after the wars. It is true that the guard discovered the substance in service. I would wager this is it. Perhaps not. You turn to find Prince Hamid holding a vibrant purple flower in the size of his palm. This is passion flower. It's a common remedy for insomnia back in the Ottoman Empire. It seems either would work, likely. But I think we should get... Excuse me. Passion flower, Valerian root. I got the run. The human warden asked for a herb be used in the surface, not a flower. If you and your father are aware of it, I'm confident it's the right one. Brilliant. Allow me, then. Sir Luke drops the vial into Prince Hamid's hands. He watches Prince Hamid, takes it to the shopkeeper to pay, leaving you alone with Sir Luke. I'm still uncertain what to think about my brother's assistance in this matter. I've spent my entire life hoping that he would change, but I have always found myself disappointed. Well, you know your brother better than anyone, Sir Luke. You know and in your heart if he can truly change or not. Alright, we're all settled up. Take this back to the townhouse and I'll see you there later. I need to find Miss Parsons and Mr. Sinclair at the vintner. A short walk brings you to the vintner. You begin scanning for a bottle alongside Miss Parsons and Mr. Sinclair. As you peruse, you find yourself next to Mr. Sinclair. Mr. Sinclair, I was wondering, how are your repair efforts going at Ledford Park? Progress has not been as swift as I would prefer. My father's favorite builder is preoccupied with his work on Brighton Pavilion for Prince Regent. I don't imagine the Prince Regent allows his staff to work on other projects. Alas, no. I had to find another. Not only that, but the amount of red tape involved in rebuilding an estate would astound you. I've applied for the same permit 3 times, and each time I have been declined due to a clerical error. After all you've endured, I would think they might offer you some slack. But you are making progress, and that counts for a great deal. Yes, well, there are many decisions yet to make. The new builder drew up plans to restore Ledford Park as requested, but he also created a second proposal with some significant changes. I'm not certain I see the problem. Originally, I wanted to rebuild Ledford Park brick for brick, but many of the proposed changes are actually rather appealing. I'm uncertain how to proceed. This is my family legacy on the line. I'll be your home no matter what. Well, one of them, in any case. You trust Mrs. Sinclair to make the right decision about Ledford Park. Yes, because why not? I trust in your judgment. You might not realize it yet, but you know in your heart what is right. Well, you always have such faith in me. You have earned my faith, and upheld it thereafter. I cannot wait for Ledford Park to be our home, my love. Eureka! Miss Parsons? You rush to the other side of the room, and Miss Parsons presents a dusty bottle. Taylor Fladgate Port, vintage 1810. This is the bottle that Mr. Harper specified. It is a fine bottle, but I have seen several others of even higher quality on these shelves. If it were my anniversary, I might select something rather more unique, like this bottle of champagne. He slides a bottle of green glass from slot in the wall. Countess Bella, this is the bottle the guard requested. Certainly, but I do believe this bottle will be more to impress. Yeah, but we're not aiming to impress. We're aiming to rekindle his 5-year anniversary. I go with the port. I don't wish to take the chance with so much at stake. I'll get the bottle that Mr. Harper indicated. Hurrah! Mrs. Parsons playfully sticks her tongue out at Mr. Sinclair, who merely shakes his head in response. Miss Parsons, would you kindly drop the items off the townhouse while Mr. Sinclair and I find the anniversary gift? If you wish for some time alone, you could simply just ask for it. She winks at you playfully as she takes the parcels and turns and struts off towards your townhouse. All that's left now is to select an anniversary present from Miss Morris. We should try to find a place with a wide assortment of items so we can we need not scamper about London from shop to shop. You ponder Mr. Sinclair's words, and your eyes wander to a familiar building across the way. Oh, Opera St. James. I'm certain that Madame LeMay would be willing to help us. A theater would have a sizable assortment of props and fascinating items. Precisely. Madame LeMay must have quite the list of shops. She might know where to look. You lead Mr. Sinclair around the corner and down a few blocks, and soon you're outside of the Opera St. James. You duck inside, finding yourselves backstage just as the director calls for the rehearsal to begin. Countess Bella, what a delight! Or should I say, Bamf? I still can't get over I changed that. I just received my invitation to your wedding this morning. I'm so touched to be included. I shall feel ever closer to my mother for your presence, Madame LeMay. Her eyes fall on Mr. Sinclair standing beside you, and her smile widens. This is your lucky paramour, I take it? Yes, this is Mr. Sinclair. It's a pleasure to meet you, madame. He's a fine one, Countess Bella. Fine indeed. I take it you're not here simply for my delightful chit-chat? Madame LeMay, I cannot tell you why, but we are in immediate need of a rather unique item. Got a spell I thought you would be able to help, given the opera's resources. What sort of item? That's just it, we're not certain. Well, but I'll know it when I see it. You're in luck. We have a stash of items that won't be used on stage again. We're to sell them soon to make room for a new show, so feel free to take anything you like. She leads you to a small annex filled with assortment of props and costume items. You and Mr. Sinclair have been picking through them. A wooden ship, perhaps? No, or this dice set? What do you think of this? Holds out a fine bracelet with 2 strands of delicate pearls. You know, for a woman, you wanted to give a ship. Admire, it's pretty. It's beautiful. Of your taste is as excellent when you are selecting gifts for me. I would rather gather every pearl in the world over if you wished for it. You know that. Perhaps after we've saved England from treachery. Mr. Sinclair chuckles as you pluck a floral teacup from the table and consider it. I think we've looked at every item in the room. One of these items must be suitable. The bracelet. Your mother was a wise woman. It's impossible to go wrong with a lovely piece of jewelry such as this. I think we'll do nicely. You emerge from the annex with your prize in hand and find Madame LeMay. Oh, this song! It must be fate that you remained long enough to hear it. What do you mean, it's fate? Your parents had a dance just for this song, and they would do figures backstage each time they heard it. Sometimes my parents' romance seems like an absolute dream. I've just had the most brilliant idea. I could teach you the dance for your wedding. It would be like having a piece of your parents with you. Well, you still remember it? It's not something I will ever forget, my lady. Sounds like a marvelous way to honor your parents in their absence. How lucky it is for you to have brought your fiancé with you, as I said fated. I am happy to do whatever you wish. The choice is yours. Play this exclusive scene to learn more about your mother and father and unlock the special wedding dance.
Pika pika. Choo!
I would be forever grateful to you for teaching me the dance. But first, can you tell me more about the meaning of my parents? I wish to know everything. There is no one better suited to recount it, for I was the one who orchestrated it to begin with. Your mother was just coming off stage during a rehearsal. God, they reuse the same woman for almost every book, don't they? Where she found your father waiting in the wings. I'm surprised they didn't use Constantine. Good day, Miss Harford. She tried to hide a smile when she saw him, but I could tell she was glad for his presence. Viscount Fordale. This song is one of my favorites. Please, will you do me the honor of sharing a dance? I'm afraid I mustn't. Why ever not? Don't you see, my lord, there isn't any point. Mary, don't let him pass you by. She pushed him past him and made for the door. I only had moments to act. Push her into his arms. Mary began walking away, so I rushed forward and slammed into her, sending her spiraling backwards and right into your father's arms. I thought you didn't wish to dance. It seems as though destiny has other plans. He lifted her to her feet and guided her to his side. They began to dance the minute. I watched with delight as they swept across the floor, your father clasping Mary's hand ever so gingerly. I could see him whispering to himself as he navigated the intricate steps. Right, left, or right together. Left, right, left together. They both looked so happy as the music faded. Oh, I thought it was narrating point. Shut up. They both looked so happy as the music faded. They ended the dance with both hands clasped. Your father bent down to graze a kiss across Mary's fingers, but as the final note rang out, Hurrah! What a splendid show! You have honored me tonight, Miss Mary. Indeed, I have. I'm happy that I've changed my mind about dancing with you. You needn't whisper the steps, you know. You're a finer dancer than you credit yourself for. I don't suppose you would help me practice again to build my confidence? A lady doesn't make such promises, but then I suppose I'm not a lady. I will see you tomorrow evening, I'm sure. And each evening thereafter, if it means the chance to dance with you again. Oh, isn't that sweet? And so they did the dance the next evening, and the next. It's also romantic. They truly were star-crossed lovers. They would be the subjects of an opera themselves. I simply must learn their dance for the wedding. Well, it's right together, left, right, left together.
Well, then let us not tarry and do the honors. Get in a position.
You do as she says, facing Mr. Sinclair and curtsying as he bows to you. He then takes your hand and you stand side by side.
Now begin with the basic minute steps.
That's what my father was whispering under his breath. I should start with... You're off to a perfect start as you and Mr. Sinclair drift elegantly across the floor.
Lovely, just lovely.
You're natural at this, Bella. Yeah, I'm a natural, or I played a lot of video games and I have an eidetic memory, but it must run in my blood. Mr. Sinclair presses his palms to yours and you can feel his breath on your skin when he leans in to whisper. Your elegance and grace are still striking, even after all the dances we have done together. You are poise and loveliness incarnate, my Bella. I'm the luckiest man alive to have you on my arm. Oh, Ernest. There's no one I'd rather have as partner. Give me too much credit. You are rather fortunate, aren't you? There's no one I'd rather have as my partner, in this dance or in life. I never tire of hearing you say such things, my dove. The world begins to fall away around you until all that remains is Mr. Sinclair, the music, and the spectre of Madame LeMay's instructions as you and Mr. Sinclair's part and converge, your gazes locked together. Eventually the music begins to fade. Mr. Sinclair takes both of your hands and draws you close enough to feel the heat coming off of his skin. If you wish, we could alter the end of the dance slightly to make it our own. The decision is yours. Kiss my hand, just like the original. Dip me. Why not? As you wish. He places a hand against the small of your back and tips you backwards, his face mere inches from your own. He holds you there for several long minutes. Or moments. Technically moments are minutes. We're gonna go with both. It feels perfect. Yes, it is our dance after now. He lifts you back to your feet as the final note of the song fades. Madame LeMay claps wildly and you curtsy bashfully.
Oh, astonishing. It's just like watching your parents dance for the first time.
A voice from the stage calls to Madame LeMay and she gives you a regretful smile.
I'm afraid I must return to my duties now, lovely.
Well, it's just as well. We have matters to attend to ourselves. I cannot thank you enough for the gift of teaching me my parents' dance.
It was an honor. I hope you will feel your parents' presence on your special day.
She retreats to the stage and Mr. Sinclair takes your hand once again, pulling you close. Moments like this one remind me of how wonderful our life together will be. I cannot wait to marry you, Countess Bella of Edgewater. Nor can I, Mr. Ernest Sinclair of Ledford Park. Mr. Sinclair cups your cheek in his hand for a moment before leading you back onto the stage, onto the streets of London. Late that afternoon, you finally return to your townhouse. You reconvene with your friends in the courtyard and soon find yourself pacing back and forth across the grass. It's still hours before you are to meet Mr. Harper at the Tower of London.
And you are upset about that?
I wouldn't think you eager to see Mr. Richards again.
I am far from eager.
It's only, what if the items we obtain aren't up to snuff? What if... Mr. Harper was lying about the whole thing. Mr. Richards refuses to see us. The information we obtain fails to stop him. If this doesn't go as we hope, I still have endured seeing that man again for no reason. I won't let that happen. We have won against him before, and this will be no different. You cannot know that. Briar marches up and pinches your arm, startling you out of the paces. I hate this song. What was that for? You need something to take your mind off of all this. I may have picked up a little extra something at the vintner, which could be of service. Miss Parsons produces a bottle of port with a small parcel on the table next to the day's shopping. Yes, that will soothe your nerves, and I have an idea for something to distract you. A game best played when participants are loose-lipped. Normally, I would be opposed to such folly, but it may be wise to take all of our minds off of matters for the next few hours. Aye, Comte Renard or Viscount Harry see you so perturbed, they may begin to suspect something. I don't give a shit about those two. Besides which, a game while we drink sounds like such terrible fun. Play a drinking game to settle your nerves. Learn the secrets about Mr. Sinclair and all of your friends. That sounds like precisely what I need to calm my nerves. It does occur to me that being loose-lipped in the open with Comte Renard and Viscount Harry about is rather risky, but let's say we move this to the greenhouse. I declare to the greenhouse, then. Friends follow you through the glass door and into the lush greenhouse. You all sit in the circle on the ground as Miss Parsons begins pouring the port. Here you are, my lady. Much obliged. Bambi prances elegantly to your side as Pugsley takes a tour of the room, sniffing everything inside. At least a dog, after all. Bambi sniffs the edges of your cup and then pulls back and sneezes. Meanwhile, Pugsley pauses at Miss Parsons' side and sticks his nose into the cup she's pouring. Pugsley, get your nose out of there, you little lush. Come here, bad boy. Bambi and I will keep an eye on you. He happily waddles over your side and flops to the ground, snuggling against Bambi as she rests her head in your lap. What am I gonna do with you two? So, Miss Dally, how was this game played of yours? Well, I admit I'm not entirely certain. I thought something would come up to me, and after I brought it up... not to worry, I have an idea. Let's hear it then. We'll take turns going around in a circle. Each person shall reveal something that they never have done. It's called Never Have I Ever. What a surprise. Each person who has done that thing must then take a drink. It sounds rather thrilling. Not really, it's the most boring game known to man. Oh god, I'd rather play 21. I will begin to demonstrate. I have never worn a men's waistcoat. Oh, fee. It's hardly fair. He's rather biased towards the ladies present. I would point out that I need not drink from Miss Parsons' offering. Briar merely shrugs and Sir Luke takes a sip from his cup. Never worn it. You offer Mr. Sinclair a playful shrug. You're only complaining because you're losing, sir. Mrs. Sinclair, it would mean that you are next. Alright. I've never traveled outside of England. Fiddlesticks. I feel rather singled out, sir. I wouldn't be so certain. I've done my share of sailing, as you know. I do not mind taking a sip for that one. I wouldn't trade my travels for a measly point in a game. Miss Parsons, I didn't realize you were a world traveler too. My family went on a holiday in France when I was a child. Miss Parsons, Prince Mead, and Sir Luke all drink. That puts me and Miss Dally squarely in the lead. So, alright, with the world, nearly. She shoots you a playful glare and you stick your tongue out at her. That makes it Prince Hamid's turn. Well, prepare yourselves, for I may have crafted a perfect challenge. I have never been betrothed. You and Mr. Sinclair and Miss Parsons all drink amid groans of protest. I admit that was well played. Oh, it's my turn. She shoots you a wicked smile. I have never discovered my father's identity and been whisked away to become the heir to the estate. And you thought waistcoats were biased, Mr. Sinclair. Briar, I can give you a taste of your own medicine here. For example, I've never had the audacity to leave home and only reveal it to my mother in a letter. You wound me, Bella. Oh, Countess Bella, you are next. Oh, all right. You rack your mind for something to say while the others look on expectantly. I suppose I've never been shot. Never have I been a bastard. No, it's a low blow. You're supposed to be playing a friendly game. Never have I been with someone intimately. I go with that one. Briar quirks an eyebrow at you. Mrs. Claire, Prince Hamid, and Briar all take a swig of the port. As the game continues, you notice the light outside fade fast while your friend's laughter fills the greenhouse. Briar pours the last of the droplets of liquid from the bottle into her glass. Was anyone keeping score?
I forgot. Miss Parsons, I do believe you are drunk. No, you are.
They all stare at each other for a moment and then burst into laughter.
Oh! Countess Bell, I have a question. Who did you fancy most when you first laid eyes on them after coming to Edgewater?
Is this a new round of the game? A question like that isn't in the rules.
Toss the rules. I created the game. I can change it anytime I please. Now, please, answer the question.
Okay, alright, I got you, alright. Well, we're all drunk anyway, so off with the truth. Who did you choose when I first came to Edgewater? Miss Parsons.
Your humor and wit enchanted me instantly. I found it impossible not to laugh in your presence, and your smile is so lovely to behold. Who could blame you? I am rather fabulous. But that initial interest soon turned to friendship.
Your eyes shift to Mr. Sinclair and a warm smile creeps across your face.
For I realized that my heart was elsewhere.
And I am forever blessed because of it.
The rest of us can depart if you two require a moment of intimacy.
The others burst into laughter as your face flushes pink.
Briar!
Actually, Miss Dally is correct.
She is? I am.
Not about the end of my moment, but about departing. Look at the time. We should leave for the Tower of London shortly.
Oh, then you should all be off.
Briar fetches some water to clear your heads, because that works. Will you not be accompanying us, Miss Dally?
I think it would be best for someone to remain behind to ensure Comte Renard and Viscount Harry don't suspect a thing. What a genius idea. You've thought of everything, I swear.
Okay. Well, a short while later, you and your friends meet Mr. Harper in the shadows of the Tower of London.
I hope you are all more prepared for this than I feel.
Remember, we are all besides you. Countess Bella, do you truly believe it is safe to bring my brother along? Save your worries, I only came to provide instructions. The Yeoman Warden left a side door ajar for you. Meet him just inside the tower courtyard, and he will ask you if you are here to feed the ravens. You must respond and hear them caw. Do you have that?
I can handle it from here. I'm ready.
Good luck, my lady. And hear them caw, okay. You leave Mr. Harper in the shadows as you and your friends slip through the door, and just beyond a young guard awaits you.
Are you here to see the ravens?
And hear them caw. Wait, did I not do? Oh, the and is already there. That's why. That's why. The guard breathes a heavy sigh of relief.
So you are Countess Bella, then? Yes, and I have some things for you. Miss Parsons?
She steps forward and produces a bottle of port.
Taylor Flatgate Port, vintage 1810, just as requested. Most excellent. Be exactly like our wedding night. And we cannot forget your tea. Sir Luke, do you have the Valerian extract?
Yes, here you are, sir. Sir Luke drops a vial into the guard's open palm.
This looks exactly like the stuff we used in the service. What about the gift for my missus? What you'd find?
Reach into your reticule and produce the gift for you selected.
There is nary a woman in all of England who wouldn't wish for such fine jewelry from her husband. Miss Morris does favor a pearl necklace.
Stop it, Locum, stop it!
This would match nicely.
Perhaps next year you can complete the set with a pair of earrings.
You've done me a great service tonight, my lady. I'll hold up my end of the bargain. In you go.
Stands aside and you file into the chilly stone halls of the Tower of London. You pass several cells as the human warden guides you through the building. Most are empty, but a few have occupants.
Here we are.
This isn't Mr. Richards.
No, not that cell, that one.
As he points to the cell across the hall, you hear a familiar voice emanate from the inky depths.
I knew you wouldn't be able to stay away forever.
The figure steps out of the shadows and you see him fully in flickering torchlight.
I have to enjoy this moment for just one moment.
Mr. Richards, we meet again. You come to face with your old foe, Mr. Richards. Will he cooperate or simply add fuel to the fire? Well, I hope you all did enjoy the video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description below, links to social media, Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. And again, I'm not going to explain it, but it goes beyond that too. Thank you all for watching. Also consider hitting the bell icon to receive notifications. And a few links down there as well to support the channel, and a few links if you want to come watch our streams. Right now, I'm multitasking, literally and figuratively. Outer Worlds gameplay is up on Twitch as well as Mixer, as well as streaming on Mixer, so please feel free to tune in for that. Yeah, without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.